tension was palpable backstage. The tension was palpable backstage on SmackDown as Solo Sikoa confronted his struggling faction, the MFTs. They'd been losing far too often, and Solo knew something had to change. "We cannot keep losing like this," he declared with frustration evident in his voice. "We should be feared. We should be on top." His solution was bold. They needed to move to Raw, where they could command the respect they deserved. Nick Aldis agreed without hesitation, promising to contact Adam Pearce immediately. Meanwhile, on Raw, the Bloodline was celebrating their hard-earned victory over the Vision at War Games. Roman Reigns stood tall, announcing their next ambitious goal: collecting all the gold. The Usos would target the tag team titles from the Judgment Day, while Roman himself had his sights set squarely on Seth Rollins and the World Heavyweight Championship. But their celebration was cut short when the MFTs arrived on Raw, with Solo immediately challenging Roman's authority and expressing his exhaustion with being disrespected. The situation escalated dramatically when Paul Heyman appeared on the ramp, introducing himself as the Oracle to Seth Rollins while reminding everyone of his former role as Roman's wise man. He surveyed the fractured family before him with barely concealed disdain, noting how broken they'd become. Roman leading the Bloodline, Solo commanding the MFTs. Both were searching desperately for power, Heyman observed, but neither would find it because all the power now belonged to Seth Rollins and the Vision. Chaos erupted moments later. Braun Breaker burst onto the scene, spearing Solo Sikoa out of nowhere. Simultaneously, Bronson Reed attacked the Bloodline in the ring while Breaker decimated the MFTs. Even the massive Tama Tonga fell victim to Breaker's devastating spear. Seth Rollins orchestrated the assault from ringside, and the Vision stood dominant over both factions, leaving everyone wondering who could possibly stop them. Backstage, an enraged Roman Reigns was approached by Solo, who made it clear he wasn't there for a fight. Solo warned Roman to stay away from the Vision. They were his to deal with, especially after Breaker had put his hands on him and his MFTs. Later that night, Solo got his chance for revenge in a singles match against Breaker. He dominated most of the contest until disaster struck. The Vision attacked the MFTs backstage, and when Solo's attention wavered, Breaker capitalized with a thunderous spear for the victory. The assault continued after the match as the Vision descended on Solo in the ring. But then, Roman Reigns rushed down to make the save, or so it seemed. He speared Rollins immediately, only to be speared himself by Breaker. Bronson Reed climbed to the top rope for a tsunami, and even United States champion Sami Zayn couldn't prevent the onslaught. But suddenly, Jey Uso returned, spearing Breaker and allowing the Bloodline to stand tall together. Solo looked on uncertainly as his family stood over him protectively, clearly conflicted about what this reunion meant. A week later on Raw, Roman demanded Seth Rollins come face him, but Solo interrupted first. He explained how he'd lost to Breaker and woken up to find Roman and Jimmy standing over him. Part of him was grateful they'd saved him, especially since his MFTs were now out of action thanks to the Vision. But another part wanted to spike Roman in the throat for interfering, since Solo had claimed the Vision as his own problem. Roman responded coldly, making it clear he hadn't done any of this for Solo. He'd only been there to get his hands on the Vision. He told Solo to leave the ring before things got physical. Jimmy and Jey tried desperately to mediate, reminding both men that family came first and that their egos couldn't be allowed to tear them apart again. But their pleas fell on deaf ears as both Roman and Solo's pride proved too enormous to overcome. Seth Rollins appeared, mocking the family drama and noting how Heyman had dealt with Roman's nonsense for years. He issued a challenge for Saturday night's main event, telling them to pick any 3 members to face the Vision. He didn't care who showed up. Backstage later, Sami Zayn confronted Solo, asking what he truly wanted, since it seemed like he was interested in rejoining the Bloodline. Solo admitted uncertainty, revealing he didn't want to see the Bloodline weakened, but genuinely didn't know what path to take. At Saturday night's main event, the Vision battled Roman Reigns and the Usos in an intense tag team match. When Roman speared Breaker, Heyman pulled the referee from the ring, allowing Rollins to hit Roman with a curb stomp. As Rollins grabbed a chair, Solo Sikoa suddenly appeared, snatching it away and striking Rollins himself. This unexpected assist allowed Roman to hit his spear and secure victory over the Vision. The following Raw opened with Roman Reigns addressing Solo's interference. Despite the difficulty in saying it, Roman thanked him. Solo explained his journey since losing Tama Tonga. He'd felt powerless, lost himself, and ultimately lost his MFTs, leaving him completely alone. Jimmy assured him the family would always be there. Before Solo could fully commit to reconciliation, Paul Heyman interrupted, accusing the Bloodline of classic manipulation tactics and calling Solo a victim of their scheming. Solo erupted, threatening Heyman and sending the Oracle fleeing faster than anyone had seen him move in years. Backstage, a panicked Heyman confessed to Rollins that his plan had backfired spectacularly. He tried to get into Solo's head, but instead, Solo had rejoined Roman. Rollins remained calm, assuring his Oracle that the Visionary always had a plan. That plan involved recruiting the Judgment Day, reminding them of how the Bloodline had wronged them repeatedly. Finn Balor, Dominic Mysterio, JD McDonough, and Carlito all agreed to help eliminate the Bloodline threat. At the Royal Rumble, the final 4 competitors were Roman Reigns, Logan Paul, Drew McIntyre, and Jacob Fatu. Roman speared McIntyre and began celebrating, but the Judgment Day swarmed the ring, attacking him on Rollins' orders. Dominic eliminated Roman as Seth laughed from the entrance ramp. However, Jacob Fatu remained in the match and began eliminating the Judgment Day members one by one. Just as Fatu was performing one of his signature dance moves, Rollins interfered again, allowing McIntyre to win the Royal Rumble. Jacob confronted Solo backstage afterward, angry at Solo's approach and uninterested in his overtures. On Raw, the Usos captured the Tag Team Championships from the Judgment Day in a tremendous main event, but the Vision attacked immediately after, with Breaker and Reed assaulting the new champions. Sami Zayn tried to help but was speared by Breaker. Roman and Solo rushed out for the save, followed by Seth Rollins continuing his relentless assault. Then Jacob Fatu made his entrance, targeting Rollins specifically for costing him the Royal Rumble, showcasing his incredible athleticism and rhythm. The following week, Jacob called out Rollins for disrespecting his dance moves. Solo interrupted, trying to convince Jacob they shared the same rage toward Rollins and should unite against the Vision. Jacob refused, stating he had respect for Roman and got along with everyone except Solo and his crew. They had unfinished business that needed resolving first. Rollins emerged, claiming this had nothing to do with Jacob, but now offering him a World Heavyweight Championship match at Elimination Chamber, since he'd made it personal. At Elimination Chamber, Sami Zayn retained his title, Roman won the chamber match to earn a WrestleMania title shot, and Jacob Fatu challenged Seth Rollins in a close main event that saw the champion retain. After the match, the Judgment Day attacked Jacob on Rollins' orders. In the parking lot, the Vision ambushed the rest of the Bloodline. As Rollins prepared to storm Jacob, the MFTs returned after months away, including the original enforcer Tama Tonga. They rescued Jacob, and Solo later confirmed he'd sent them, telling Jacob that family was stronger together. The two embraced emotionally, finally reconciling their differences. The Raw before WrestleMania descended into complete pandemonium as the Bloodline brawled with the Vision and Judgment Day throughout the entire arena, in the ring, through the crowd, on the entrance ramp. Adam Pearce finally intervened, announcing the WrestleMania card. Roman versus Rollins for the World Heavyweight Championship. The Usos defending against Breaker and Reed. Sami Zayn defending against Finn Balor. Solo facing Dominic for the Intercontinental Championship. And Jacob Fatu picking an MFT partner for a street fight against McDonough and Carlito. Backstage in their locker room, Roman addressed his entire family, emphasizing that WrestleMania would be their moment to represent the Bloodline properly and end the Vision and Judgment Day once and for all. Jimmy and Jay promised to retain the tag titles. Sami vowed to kick Balor's face. Solo pledged to beat Dominic and take his championship. And Jacob confirmed he and the MFTs were on the same page. Roman declared he would capture the World Heavyweight Championship from Rollins, and everyone would acknowledge them. WrestleMania proved to be the Bloodline's night of triumph. After successful victories across the card, Roman Reigns faced Seth Rollins in the main event for the World Heavyweight Championship. In a hard-fought battle, Roman emerged victorious, finally ending the reign of Seth Rollins and the Vision. As Jey Uso kicked Paul Heyman in celebration, the Bloodline stood tall together, united and dominant once more. The Bloodline era had returned with a vengeance, and the entire wrestling world would be forced to acknowledge them.